Right guys, I'm just going to start a blog about my house and basically what I've done to turn it from a 1950s semi, 3 bedroom, 1 bathroom. When it's finished, it'll be 6 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, downstairs cloakroom. The architect came out and had a chat with me, and I told him what I wanted to do. He shook his head. He said, a project like this is going to cost you in excess of £200,000. I'm going to start with this video on we're well underway with the side extension, which is 4 meters wide, and it goes into the loft. There'll be living space in the loft, a great big garage on the ground floor, first floor, 2 bedrooms with a Jack and Jill ensuite. But today's video, I'll go through the roof, because we've just got the roof watertight on the extension. The house is going to happen later because we're going hip to gable to create more loft space. I hate the fact that lofts get wasted when my old loft that's through there has a hip on it. It's going to create a massive ensuite and master suite, and this extension is going to have a double bed in it, so it's going to be huge. It's 2 great big Velux windows there. Now I've sort of picked up things from the internet of what costs this roof would have been, and I reckon in the north of England, we live 10 miles south of Leeds, about £20,000 to £30,000 for this roof. The actual costs, not including my labour, and I'm not a roofer, I'm a kitchen and bathroom installer, but I've got a bit of knowledge, and I've picked a hell of a lot up from good guys on YouTube, TikTok, God knows wherever. It's a minefield. There's a lot of jackasses out there that don't like us doing this. Oh, leave it to the professionals. Well, it's bone dry, and it has literally peed it down this winter, and it's bone dry. Now I've got a list here of of costs of what this stuff has cost me. Roof timbers, 6x2 roof timbers, 750 quid. And it's only an estimate. I haven't got the actual receipts on me, they're all in a box. But piece of steel up on the top for the thing, it's all been done to spec, under building control. The building inspector sort of comments saying that how I sometimes overkill and do a bit more than I should do, but the bloody house ain't going to blow down. You have to excuse me, I can't see without these. 6x2 timbers, steel, roofing lats, extras, straps, pulley nails, fixings and whatnot. There's all these straps, I don't know if you can see, for the gable end to hold it in. Again, I didn't really understand. These have all got to have a timber in there yet to do before we do the insulation. Soffit and fascia boards, tiles, roof tiles and ridge tiles, dry verge kit, Velux windows, about 800 quid, gutters 150, dry ridge kit 30 quid I think it was. We didn't have to pay for scaffolding. I had a guy around who wanted 1800 quid for scaffolding, which is an old school friend. He wasn't having my pants down. But I had an amount of Youngman Boss aluminium tower, not enough. I went out and I spent about a grand on more scaffolding tower. I like to own things. It's an asset. We can sell it or we can do it again. So we didn't have a cost there really, which I suppose I've spent a grand. Lead, I spent about 300 quid. The whole of this roof, roughly, I've spent about 3,900, 4 grand. It doesn't include the block work, but that's part of the build, I suppose. All I'm going into detail in this video is the roofing costs, the breathable membrane, everything to put the roof on. And I reckon I reckon 20 to 30,000 pound you would pay for a roofing company up in the north of England to put this on, and not including my labour, and obviously, like I've just explained, the scaffolding, 4 grand. So when the initial architect came round and said, and a project like this, the whole project, would cost 200,000 quid, and I told him that I could do it all myself, he smiled and he said, you'll do all right out of this. So let me just go through. I haven't included any internals, so that price of 4 grand doesn't include the 100mm king span to go in between, and then a 25mm king span to go to top it off. Now the building regs have changed. I can get away with 25mm. It's changed to 50mm now, between me getting planning permission and now it's changed, but I might put 50 on, I might put 25 on. So basically this lot has cost me 4 grand so far. It's bone dry. We've got 2 Velux windows for the view and the light. Cracking view out of there. And a lot of head scratching, a lot of YouTubing, a lot of Google search of basically, I'm a kitchen and bathroom fitter. I've never built a roof, but it's common sense sometimes, you know. And a lot of roofers out there, you'll slate me, you'll say, oh, get the professionals in. I've worked on jobs where I've had to stop professional roofing outfits from working. They built, a big company in Leeds built a dormer that we were putting a bathroom in, and I had to tell the doctor who we were working for that whatever he was paying them, we had to take it out again because they'd made such a cock up. And he was paying them 30,000 quid for a new roof and a dormer. So if you've got half an ounce of brain in the construction industry and the ability to Google search it, and Google doesn't tell you the truth every time, but you keep going through it, and if it's wrong, worst case, the building inspector is going to say take it out and redo that. It's not right. It's not the end of the world. But I reckon I've saved 20 grand on this roof. Bearing in mind that's just this little roof. I've got another one through there that's going to happen in a year or two, with a great big bloody dormer on it. I don't know if you can see out there. That is the start of the dormer cheek. And that will be my master bedroom with ensuite. Like I say, I've spent a lot of money, but I've saved a hell of a lot of money. I've probably saved so far on this build 50 grand. 50 grand, because we're up to roof height on this now. Just to give you an insight of the size of the roof, of what I've built. I've told you the costs, actual what it's cost me, not including labour, and we're not up to insulation yet. But next video, if you'd like to follow me, everything's much appreciated for followers. Simply because I can help people out, and I've studied and gone through things and worried, am I doing it right? Is the building inspector going to be happy? I've actually done more than I should have done on some parts of it. The building inspector will say, well, you only needed 2 straps, for example, there. I've put 4 in. They're 10 quid each. You know, I'm saving 20 odd grand probably on this roof. So a couple of tenors here and there. Last thing I need, I live in a busy town and everybody knows me. And they all drive past and go, oh, look what he's doing there. Can you imagine if the bloody roof blew off? I'd look like the village idiot. So I've got it right. And why wouldn't I help anybody else to save a bit of money? And if you've got that, you know, people say get a roofer in. It's a self-build, right? Self-build means self-building it, having a crack at it. And I've really, really thoroughly enjoyed it so far. And I've made a packet of money. You know, I give 180 grand for this house. I think when it's finished and all done outside, it'll be worth £500,000, right? My pension pot. And you could do it as well. And if I could help and tell anybody what I've learned Fair play. So after I've done this video, explain from the inside what we've done and how it's all gone, next video I'm going to stick the drone up and do a drone video of how it looks outside, so you can get an idea of the size of it and what's to do on the next bit. It won't be this year. It's probably next year. We take a month or two out of work from kitchen and bathroom fitting and take the whole roof off the main house. I'll do as much pre-prep as I can, get the floor joists in upstairs, and then it's just a case of getting the bloody roof off. I hope it doesn't rain, because we do live in the north of England. It has a tendency, like I say, it's absolutely lashed it down the last 3 months. Finished this just after Christmas 2023, and before I got the ridge tiles on, we had a little bit of seepage coming down some of these. The ridge tiles, a dry ridge kit and the ridge tiles stopped it all. So yeah, if you've got any questions and I can answer them, it's all been passed off so far by the building inspector. The next visit is insulation and first fix electrics, which I know what I'm doing there. He basically told me, you know, watch it with building inspectors, because they won't commit themselves. They won't say, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, and this is how you do it. Because if they tell you how to do it, they get it wrong. They get it wrong, they're in trouble. But what they will tell you is if you've done it wrong. It's like these 6x2s should have been 8x2s, because we're almost on the verge of just passing the limit. But what I can do, I'm just going to go down to the first floor now and explain that what we're going to do, we're going to double that up to, not that one, that one. We're going to double it up, bolt them together with some coach bolts, and build a stud wall at the front and back, and back up here. And then we'll build. It's difficult when you're videoing on your own. So we'll build a structural stud wall there from 4x2 4x2 C16. One side will have 12mm ply, and that will be classed as a structural stud wall. The back of it then will be good storage, because we don't have a loft. All the loft space is taken up, but the eaves of the loft in the bottom corners, we'll get some good lighting in there. Stick your Christmas tree in there and your shit and whatever else you want to put in there. So that's the only cock up I made on this roof. Is it should have been 8x2s. I read it wrong, got 6x2s. We're slightly over the length, but the structural stud wall, a few £100 extra, I don't know, 400 quid's worth of timber at the most. I was going to do that anyway. I wasn't going to have it going right to the slope, because can you imagine if it's carpeted right up there? It's going to be right ball ache to vacuum, and we need the space. And we've still got room then in here for a double bed against that wall, a bedroom. It's not actually a bedroom on the plans, it's storage. They wouldn't give me the 6th bedroom. A load of crap about my liking parking and whatnot, but it's head height. There's 8" above my head, 6" when it's all plasterboarded and whatnot and insulated. And when it's sold, it might not be classed as a bedroom, but somebody walks through there and looks in and it's got a double bed. Draw your own conclusions on that. So there you go. I think I've covered everything there on the costs, even down to the soffits and fascias and gutters. Yeah, about £4,000, maybe a little bit less. You know, generously sort of estimated them costs so that people don't say, oh, it costs you a lot more than that. And to be honest, I've done this on an evening and weekends, bit here, a bit there, when it hasn't been pissing it down with rain. Breathable membrane. Again, just learning a lot from different people on there, of different aspects of different types of materials. What's shit and what's not. So, yeah, give us a like, share and follow. And any questions, any advice I can give. And the next video will be the drone going up and doing a bit of a roof video. Not quite as long as this droning on. So you can see what size it is. It's two packs of roof tiles, 192 per pack. So just less than 400 roof tiles. So not a huge roof, but a nice big extension to make the property worth more. Right, so if you watch this to the end, thank you very much. Watch the next. See you later.